Hello, Aran Knitting Masterclass. It's Donna again, and we're going to take another look, or a look at another way to modify a drop shoulder sweater in this video. So I'm going to draw these shapes, which are the basic body rectangle and sleeve quadrilateral. And I'm going to put a neck on here, approximately 1/3 of the width of the front, just a crew neck line. And what we're going to talk about here is how to get rid of extra fabric in the underarm, because a lot of people, when they make these plain shaper sweaters, don't like that there's a baggy section in the underarm. So we're not in this case talking about making an armhole opening or anything, although that can help a little if you do the modified drop shoulder where you're going in. But we're going to talk about here is shaping the shoulders and the top of the sleeve to remove some fabric from this part of the body. Remove some fabric from here. We're going to remove it here, but it's going to actually pull that armhole up, and then it won't be so baggy underneath. So what happens is, when you are doing this, you get up to about 6 rows before you would bind off the shoulder. And then what you're going to do is you're going to divide this into thirds. So say your shoulder is 18 stitches. That's just an example, but it's an easy one to figure. You'd have 6 stitches in 1/3 of the shoulder. So we're going to think about dividing this into 3 sections of 6 stitches. Okay, so it's about 6 rows before you would bind off the whole thing. You're going to bind off 6 stitches. Then you're going to finish the row, keep going. Then on the next right side row, you're going to bind off 6 stitches. And then your last row, you'll bind off the last 6 stitches. So can you see here, we've made a little triangle that is not part of the body anymore. Now, your body is going to pull this shoulder part up to your shoulder, and that's going to eliminate about 1 inch, 1/2 inch to 1 inch, depending on your gauge and your yarn. But for the Aran sweater, it'll be almost 1 inch of material that's removed. And then, of course, we do the same thing on the other side. So we've removed that. And you do this on the front and the back. Now, the back, of course, has no neck shaping, but it's just working on the stitches on the outsides of the neck. So your amount of stitches that you leave for the neck in the front and back will match, but there's no shaping for the neck. So that's it. Okay, now, you don't have to do it on the sleeve, but you can do the same thing. Make it match the body if you do it. Bind off 6, bind off 6, then the middle, and on the other side, bind off 6, bind off 6. So you would do it like on this row, bind off 6, you'd go across. When you turn, bind off 6. This row, bind off 6, go across. When you turn, bind off 6. And then bind off the rest on the last row. And that gives you a little bit of underarm bulk from the sleeve that's gone. So you can combine those two things, and it's going to take away, well, obviously the sleeve split in half. This is the top of it. This is your underarm seam. So obviously on the sleeve, it takes it out of the underarm. And then on the body, it's up here, but it actually is the same part of the sweater. So it's going to make it less bulky there. So this is how to decrease underarm bulk. Okay, and it's really simple. I will be emailing the masterclass, the instructions on how to do this, as well as the instructions on how to do this, so that you, have exact instructions of what to do on your knitting. Now, I want to just point out on this, you can also, even if you create this modified drop shoulder, you can also do the shoulder shaping on the sleeve and the body too. So you can combine raising the shoulder with decreasing underarm bulk to make both adjustments in your drop shoulder sweater.